So we're looking at a number between 12 to 18 billion that's pummeled into the economy every year informally. So you've got consumption-led economy, you've got a population that needs goods, at least necessity goods. So it's no surprise that dairy mills are being put up every day. It's no surprise that Unilever and Nestle is doing well. These are necessity items. Candy is being sold. These are necessity goods for people at a level that can afford it. Cars go up and down, yes. Energy plants go up and down, yes. But at the necessity level, the consumption here is there. Now, what will make this whole situation positive? Now, if you're at 2.5%, the potential is 7% average, no doubt. No doubt in anybody's mind, I think. But even at 2.5%, you have to manage because you have to have hope for that 7% round the corner. As businessmen, that's why we are here. As professionals, maybe that's why you're committed to this country. And that's the environment in which we need to work in. 97, I went to Indonesia. And, the country was going through a crisis not too different from what we're going through right now. Dr. Saab, you may want to study this as well. Economic crisis, financial Asian crisis, really bad, over leverage. Every businessman thought that, he could leverage himself to the tilt and, 230 million population, irresponsible governance, crony capitalism, all the kinds of stuff that has its sort of symptoms here as well. The economy collapsed. But they went to the IMF, they went to the US, and they said, listen, we need to put our house in order now. Enough is enough. It can't go on like this. The potential to ruin all of the ASEAN countries lay in Indonesia's bad habits. It was the center of all of ASEAN miracle. And they got it right. From 97, I went again last year. I couldn't believe this country. Democracy, yeah, up and down, but generally not bad. Military in the background, making sure that, in case these guys get too out of order, they're still there, but playing an active role from behind. But most of all, every mall I went to, Gora. Every restaurant I sat in, Gora. I was shocked. In 97, there was no foreign investor in that country. In 2011, everybody was competing over each other. Why? Because the Gora was late. The Chinese had already got there. The Thais had already got there. The Japanese had already got there. The point being, with a 230 million population, Pakistan 180 will get to 230 million. A consumption-led economy, Pakistan is also a consumption-led economy. Informal economy, Pakistan also has informal economy. Remittances, Pakistan also has remittances. We have all the things that make a businessman invest the capital in this country. Because the businessman has to have a vision in order to get that. What does the typical entrepreneur, whether he's Indonesian or Pakistani, do? A definition of an entrepreneur was given to me 20 years ago by a professor that I greatly admired. He said, an entrepreneur is a person who pursues an opportunity with resources currently not under his or her control. Entrepreneur is a person who pursues an opportunity with resources currently not under his or her control. That's an entrepreneur. Now, that's what an entrepreneur does. He needs people around him who make his vision come true. Now, I think that's where this discussion should be. I think the entrepreneur alone has not done it in this country. The entrepreneur alone has not done it in any country. He needs a good professional team with him that makes that vision come through with the right advice, right input at the right time, according to a predetermined strategy that has flexibility. And entrepreneurs make mistakes. We've made mistakes. Trust me, we've made mistakes. But one of the mistakes that you make, one of the way to get it right is make the right decision. Indecisiveness then becomes difficult. The CFO, the chartered accountant, has the ability to play this role, has played this role, will continue to have a role to play this role. It's very critical. It goes together. So on the one hand, entrepreneurship. So today, as we see a situation that Dr. Saab has described, that I feel is very realistic, but it doesn't mean that we as entrepreneurs, as business people, don't think the opportunity here is not around for the next 15, 20, 30, 40 years. We have to think long term. And we have to be optimistic and positive because a lot of our hardcore assets are here. And I think if you continue to have that belief, that's important. So from a macro level, let me bring you to a micro level. At a micro level, what are the 3 biggest challenges I was asked last night that your firm faces? So from a macro level, this is the picture that all of you guys need to have in your mind. But at a micro level, what are the 3 issues that we face on a day-to-day that really bother us? I see a couple of other business leaders here, and I'm sure it's the same thing. Number 1, energy. The cost of energy of our firm at a micro level from last year to this year has gone up by 60 to 70%. Atlas Honda company I run, we made a budget at the beginning of the year. We have 13 CAs who are working with us. Nobody predicted this. Nobody predicted that 250 million beyond and above our budget was going to be incurred. Why? Because we didn't know how much gas we were going to get. We didn't know what the price of furnace oil was going to be. Now imagine running a business where you under budget energy by 250 million rupees. It means you need to be very quick in your decision making. It means you need to find pricing power in your products, or you need to find ways to reduce cost. Guess who comes in? The guy who under budgeted it with you, the CFO. He needs to not only get you the solutions, okay, how are we going to address this issue, but he's also going to come up with some planning, sitting with you to find alternatives to make this work. The CFO and the chartered accountants are not just the numbers guy. It may start with the budget, but they need to be active enough to come back into the room with the CEO and say, listen, we got this wrong. Not us. We as a company got this wrong. This is how we're going to fix it. You need to get these guys to cut these expenses by this much right now. Now imagine me having to pick up the phone and calling in the whole marketing team and telling them, listen guys, out of 250 million, 100 million is gone. Not easy. But those are the tough kind of calls you need to make. Or for them to come in and say, listen, we found a new business line here. We think as business development partners. So the CFO has got to be the business development guy. Our team recommends that there is some horizontal opportunity here in extending the product and launching something here which will give us 50 million rupees. The chartered accountants who came into our company 4 or 5 years ago, every day when I ask them, how are you finding the job here? Are you enjoying yourself? Despite the fact, they say, well, sir, साइट जाते हुए साल में 2 दफा मगिंग हो जाती है, लेकिन besides that we enjoy the job. Why? Okay, because here we are being asked to do something beyond the role that we were taught at the institute. You need to be the business development partner of the companies, not just of the CEOs, of the companies. Because in this environment of ups and downs, there is going to be something that you need to get to.